Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV on this Tuesday after the bank holiday weekend. We thought we weren't signing no one, then all of a sudden we've got a signing. To my right is Mitch. You know who he is. And we're here to discuss all the topics of conversation with West Ham United Football Club. Mitch, how are you doing?
I'm very good, thank you, mate. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah, excellent. Yourself?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Listen, the show must go on, as you know, and
Mm.
we live by the sword, we die by the sword, and we just crack on. Do you know what I'm saying? Right, West Ham, what are you saying about this new signing that we've apparently made?
Or going to make.
Yeah,
Um, I'll be honest, very 50-50 on this signing. Um, Apparently Monaco fans ain't too bothered about letting him go, which ain't an ideal thing. The fact that we've got him for a decent price, considering his age as well, is a bit like, why have they just let him go for this?
yeah,
If he's so young and supposed to be so good. And also, I don't know if he fits the profile we need. I've always said we need a six. I do think we need
right,
a six, a good, solid defensive midfielder. But in this current back five system, we don't need someone sitting deep in front of that midfield. We need midfielders that can take the ball from deep and progress it forward really well. Because we've got back five, and as you've seen the last two games of the Premier League season so far, them two
right.
midfielders that sit in front of the defence, they don't do much defensively really because the setup doesn't really allow them to. It's more they're more there to kind of get the ball and progress the ball and make things happen when we defend and build up. Yes, we obviously you need to have someone that is good at defending in front of that defence.
Yeah,
But I feel like I would have liked someone personally that is defensive midfielder that is more progressive on the ball, more of an athlete, bit quicker.
yeah, but
Um,
yeah, but is this a start of something? No, right? Because
James, it's
yeah,
better than nothing. Don't get me wrong,
yeah,
I'm happy because it is a signing and he's probably better than all midfielders we've got at the minute. I just
mm,
personally think there was other players out there which would have been better suited. Obviously, um, I'll take it at the minute because of the situation we found ourselves in. But hopefully now, if we can get an eight alongside him, then I think that'll balance it. But we do need someone that is good in tight areas, good at progressing the ball, someone with a bit more pace because he's from what I've seen of him, he looks very slow. He's not
yeah.
a progressive player in that sense. He's more to just shield that defence and pass the ball about. Looks okay on the ball, um, but yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the signing because it's a defensive midfielder
Listen,
which we
at the
need.
end of the day, right, this club needs fucking reinforcements urgently,
Yeah,
right? And it shouldn't
100%.
be Tuesday, the 26th of August, for us to go, you know what, we need players now, all of a sudden.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? But that's on the ownership of this club, which I always say. I think he looks all right. He looks all right, and he could blossom into something else. But we need more. We need more than just him. I think it's like something like 17 million plus 3 million add-ons. I think it is.
Euros. I
But
think that equates
yeah,
like seven. I checked earlier. It's like 17.2 million pound or something like that.
yeah,
So basically 70 million quid all in all, which ain't too
yeah.
bad really. Because even if he's a flop, he's young still, so you'd be able to get a
Mitch,
full right
I'm
return.
I'm going to say this to you. You need to sort your mic out, son, because you're
Oh
going
really?
like a Dalek.
Fuck's
Do you know
sake.
what I mean?
Honestly, yeah.
Um, Listen, I'll chuck him out and bring it back and see if we can sort it
Alright,
out.
alright.
Peace. Right, that's Mitch, yeah, the Dalek of E20. Right, let's get to a few of your comments. Magassa and Hackney will be great too. Wouldn't mind either Basuma or Sangare. Yeah, I know Sangare, mate. Also think Paqueta will go with a new winger and we'll go with a 3-4-3. He's back in the room. Do you know what I'm saying?
How's that saying? Any
All
better?
better, mate.
Yeah?
All better. Yeah.
Good.
Um, Listen, I'm going to say this. There's one man that I've been calling for a long time, baby. And it comes, I'm coming for all these fucking Gen Z wankers out there who's saying you've got to be progressive and all that. And that is Hayden Hackney. Bring that man to the club. What you said about Hayden Hackney, Mitch?
I've seen people not say he's fit for the club. People that I usually agree with, like Cam, for example, and Jay don't really rate him.
Yeah.
But I actually disagree. I and it's not usually I disagree with people that say have these opinions because they kind of look into them a bit more. But I think he's exactly what we need. I'll be honest. I think we need someone that is brave in tight areas. He's good at tight areas. He links up play well. He's quick. He's athletic. Yes,
Pass.
he's maybe not the most
His
defensively.
passing ability's good,
Yes,
mate.
passing's great. He's maybe not. He's not the most defensively astute midfielder, but I don't think we need that. I think we need someone that can take the ball from deep, as I said earlier about this player.
Yeah.
And I think maybe this player would complement someone like Hayden Hackney really well.
I'm gonna be honest, right? Why do we need another defensive-minded player in our ranks? We've got 3 centre halves. Like, someone explain that one to me, please, because like if we're just gonna have like defence FC, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Like,
I truthfully believe we could go to a back four soon. If things continue, I think Potter might switch to a back four. You know,
he's gonna have to change it, and tonight's gonna be a key night for me. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be doing a watch along. I'm gonna do the after thought. I'm going to do the player rating. I'm going to do fucking everything tonight. I'm on it like a car bonnet.
Geezer.
Do you know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is. But Hayden Hackney, mate, for the fee that it's reported, it's worth taking the risk on this man.
It's the same as this player almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
We talk about Mateus Fernandes for the same as both these players combined.
Yeah, but Mitch, honestly, I don't understand, right? Because I read something yesterday, and I was out yesterday enjoying my life for once instead of worrying about YouTube, right?
Oh,
and
nice.
I read that we're getting rid of Guido Rodriguez for free, Emerson for free, right? Why are we getting rid of these players on free
transfer? Bollocks. Emerson's bollocks. X already said about it. That Sean Whetstone, apparently that fucking source is bollocks. He's not going for free.
Right.
And Guido Rodriguez, I don't think he's going for free either. Apparently Cornet might be going for free towards the end of the window. They'd let him go for free, but not the other two.
Yeah, man. Let's see what Joe's got to say. Hayden Hackney is an absolute must. Be screaming for a player like him from the start. 20 minutes a bargain, staring us in the face. I completely agree.
Yeah, like, and you ask the Borough fans, they love him. They think he's so good.
He's a good player, mate.
They wouldn't take 20 million for him. They were all saying, "Oh, like he's irreplaceable." So, I mean, I do like the look of him. I'll be honest. I'm a bit surprised that a lot of our fans don't like him. To be fair.
Darren says, I explain it. We can't defend 8 goals in 2 games, but we do need Hayden Hackney as well. I think Hackney's a great little player. I think he's good on the ball. I think he's good in tight spaces. What you say, Mitch? He's passing ability, and he's like type of passes that he plays, like reverse passes and things like that, are very, very good. He don't mind having a shot. He can run. Like he can score. Yeah, I mean, what more is there to moan about this geezer? Like, do you know what I mean?
I'm not box midfielder, isn't he? So very much a modern box to box.
Well, we need runners, right? We need runners, and we ain't got none. Do you know what I mean? Afternoon, mate. I hope you're all well. Like at the end of the day, I think it's needs must now. I think we're in the needs must camp where just bring anyone that we can just to get that midfield sorted out. I don't think it's just the midfield though. I think we need a lot more than just Magassa today. I think we need Hackney. What do you make of Sangare on loan from Nottingham Forest?
If obviously Alvarez has gone, if we lose Irving and Rodriguez as well, then in my opinion, if we were to sign Magassa and say, I don't know, say a box to box midfielder like Hackney, I think Sangare would be perfect and complete our midfield in terms of the whole squad option, because you lose them 3 players. I said Irving, Rodriguez, Alvarez. Bring them 3 players in, and again, Sangare is very much a defensive midfielder. I would still like a bit more of an attacking midfielder or an 8 instead of Sangare, but I don't know if Sangare is maybe just a bid just in case we didn't land Magassa. Possibly, I'm not sure. I don't know if it is as well as if it is, then I still take him because I rate Sangare, but he's just so injury prone. That's my issue.
He was linked with West Ham. I feel like this is a resurfaced link again. He was linked with
Sullivan. Do you reckon? Sullivan. Well, apparently the agent has offered him to us. I've heard. So,
is what it was? He was linked with West Ham under Moyes. I remember it, and he decided to go to Nottingham Forest and not us at the time.
I wanted him at the time. I really wanted him. I remember me and Lucas were saying.
I think he was. He was doing all right over at PSV. He was all right, but you know what? Like when they signed him, I don't think anyone was really bothered. Really, no one was really gutted and going, "Oh no, what we're going to do?" So
I was. I actually was. I swear to God. I swear to God, I was.
Mitch,
I'm
you've
saying he's
got
a brilliant
Mitch.
player.
I tell you what, on the E20 Zone TV fund, I'm definitely buying you a new mic, mate, because your mic's fucked, brother. Honestly, I could just about it. You like a Dalek,
Fund me.
but
Put it
yeah.
in the. I need some super chats, please.
Right, if you put it away from your mouth, you might be able to because I think it's just too close. But other
How's
than
that?
that is all right. Yeah, it's a bit bad, mate.
All
80
right.
days plus. Now they're active. Yeah, what do you make of that, Mitch? That basically it took 80 days plus
Mhm.
for West Ham to kick into gear now and start looking at actually signing players.
Well, it's backfired us. Backfired on us. As I keep saying but X suggested that we try to see as the window went on if if we could have a more scattergun approach with midfielders so that we could get the best offer. But now they're charging us premium prices because we know we're desperate. They all know we're desperate, all the clubs, which is
Yeah, I
true.
know.
We are fucking desperate. We've lost the first 2 games of the season and we've got no midfield. So clubs know we're desperate. So that is completely backfired on us, that strategy. And yeah, it's a disgrace. It's poor business. It's poor business. He's having to spend more money now, Sullivan, than he could have done at the start of the window. And well, these players are going to miss 4 games of the season because if you're including tonight, which they won't be able to play, and at the weekend, that's 4 games you're missing out. Where
Well,
we could have picked up points if we had these midfield targets in already.
yeah, but I'm not being funny nothing, right? Fuck all that bollocks. I want these players in there for Nottingham Forest away. Like, if you're going after these players, get these players in by Thursday night or at the
But they ain't going
latest.
to start, though, are they? They're not going to be able to start.
Yeah, but it just gives us another. It just gives us a boost, mate. Because at least if you know,
Oh,
right,
I don't
right,
know.
at least if we go to Nottingham Forest on Sunday, right, and we're still in the game at half time, at least we know we can bring players on. Do you know what I mean? Like Hackney, listen, if we sign Hayden Hackney this week, he's ready to go. He's played more games in the championship than we have, right? He's playing every week for Borough. Start the man. Do you know what I mean?
True.
'Cause
That's a fair shot.
right,
Obviously, but
listen,
the thing is, he won't know a way of. He won't know a style of play. He will have to be introduced to the Premier League. Ideally, it would have been good if we tried to get him in over the weekend and got him maybe a subs appearance for tonight's game. That would have been the better thing. And then
yeah.
you could slowly introduce him and then put him straight in for the 11 against Forest on the weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say this. The West Ham Massive, Rob, hope you're well, mate. Go and subscribe to Rob's channel, mate. I'll shout him out. Go and subscribe and hit the like button on all his videos. I promote all West Ham channels, even if they hate me. So there you go.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. All West Ham channels, mate. Do you know what I mean? One person that I do praise, right, and he's my fucking hero. Yeah, today.
mm.
Right, I watched it last night, pissed, and I was like. Yeah, what a guy you are, mate. It's Nicky Hawkins, mate, from West Ham Fans EV. Anyone who didn't watch the called-in show last night, have a guess who appeared from the Shadow Realm. Yes, Sean Whetstone, on holiday,
you go on there, innit?
appears. Yeah, he went on there, and Nicky was fucking ripping into him, mate. And it was an absolute joy as I was drinking my 17th pint yesterday. So, yeah, listen, shout out to Nicky Hawkins, mate. These people need to be called out. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to get your thoughts on this, Mitch. Right? And if anyone
Go
wants
on.
to come on, the link's in the chat. So if you want to come on. Right? What do you make of the situation at West Ham currently right now? Obviously, I haven't spoke to you for a while. Chelsea was a fucking nightmare Friday night. What are you saying on that, man?
On what? Sorry.
On the situation at West Ham?
Oh, yeah. I'll be honest. I'm really surprised with how the season's gone so far. I thought we would have been in the game a lot more against Chelsea, and I thought we would have won against Sunderland. So, and even though I knew we was missing players in the squad, I still saw positives in pre-season. That thought that we could go into the start of the season with a good mindset, a good attitude, and hopefully the players all pulling together in one direction and a good work rate. But the work ethic in the second half against Sunderland was a disgrace. And as soon as we went 2 goals down against Chelsea, we just capitulated, and the mentality was awful. it's like we went back to last season again, or if not worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm worried because I thought the mentality was supposed to be great, but the players just weren't pulling in the same direction after we went 2 goals down against Sunderland, and after we went 2 goals down against Chelsea, and then the weekend before. So, I don't know. I don't know whether it's a mental thing or if it's the players not believing in the system that we're playing.
Do you know what I think?
Go
I
on.
think, and I've got a feeling Sullivan's going to try and pull something out of his arse this week. And I don't mean a fucking 12-inch dildo either. All right. I look at him this week that he's been criticised in the media heavily over the last sort of 72 hours. Right. Big time. Yeah. And they've been gunning for him, like a lot of people. The issue is now he's got to deliver this week, right? And one player ain't enough. I think we need 4. I think we need a minimum 4. Yeah, I think we need 2 central midfielders, a centre half who can header a fucking ball at this club. And I still believe we need someone up with a bit of pace up front. Because if Nicholas Falkirk goes down, Callum Wilson ain't the guy, mate, really, that's going to bang in the goals.
He's the hero. I'll tell you, I was impressed with how he played in the second half against Chelsea. I'll be honest, I thought he was actually pretty tidy. And I don't rate him. I think he's finished, but I thought he was actually better than Falkirk was in the first half.
He is as good as your mic, mate. Right, Mitch, you're gonna have to sort your mic out, bruv. You know what I mean? Because it keeps fucking echoing, mate, badly.
Echoing, is it?
No, it's like fuzzy, like that. Like it's like you're too close to the fucking mic. So yeah, right.
I'll move it away a bit.
Yeah, right. Muttley. Shout out to Muttley. I think the story in the Observer on Sunday woke Sullivan up. I think so, mate. I think so. That article from that man was fucking superb. Did you read that article, Mitch?
I didn't. No, I don't have a clue what about, to be honest.
Yeah, I read it. There was an article from the Observer and newspaper, and the geezer just literally ripped Sullivan a fucking new one, mate. Like completely ripped him apart. And there was another geezer who's on the Sunday supplement who sort of said the same thing. And listen, I want him out the door as much as the next person. I ain't going to keep mentioning it because it seems like every time I mention it, people say I've got an agenda. Yeah, I've got an agenda. I don't like the geezer. Simple as that. I don't want him at my club. So, keep signing that fucking petition also and like to push that out there and all. But, it's a troubling time at West Ham. It really is. And I need to see something this week in regards to players. Now, we've got one in, apparently. Yeah. How many more? Yeah. How many more do you think we're going to get, Mitch, before the Gatesy come in there? How many more do you reckon we're going to get?
I reckon 2 more. I reckon we can make 2 more signings.
Yeah.
After this one. I reckon we might get another permanent player like a Hayden Hackney, or if we're very ambitious, Fernandez, and then maybe if someone like Cornet goes or Emerson goes, we might get like a lone player in, I think. Kobe Manu, someone said it earlier, Kobe Manu would be more ideal. Like Jay said in the group chat, he would be my number 1 target, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I'm seeing a lot of players that are sitting at clubs and they're not moving. And what it is, when they need to get them out, that's when Sullivan goes in for the kill. Right? Harvey Elliott, Manu, like them two. Even Hoyland, I don't know whether he's going to Napoli or not, but if he's not and he sits there at a season-long loan, right? Do you know what I mean? Just don't bring me Raheem Sterling for fuck's sake.
I'll take him. Or Nicholas Jackson, Hoyland.
Yep.
Obviously Manu. Manu is in midfield. Harvey Elliott. Even if we could look to get Harvey Elliott on loan with like an option or obligation to buy.
Yeah.
Just because if he wanted more game time, if no one's going to offer it to him, then it's possible.
I think that the Harvey Elliott one ain't gone away, mate. I think that they've looked at trying to buy him in the window. They've stopped themselves because they haven't got the money, and they're waiting to see if he goes. And it would not surprise me at all if we get him on a season-long loan. It just wouldn't surprise me, because Liverpool need to get rid of players before they bring in people. Like if they're going to go and get Isak and Gay, they're going to have to get people off the books at Liverpool. So he'd be the ideal one. Do you know what I mean? Get him out the door. So yeah. All right, Gatesy, welcome, mate. What are you saying on current affairs?
Oh God, how long have you got?
Yeah, I know, mate.
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, hell, have we got a situation where Stein was dispensed with his services, that it was basically David Sullivan that was in effect our director of football. And then the deals start to happen or don't start to happen. And now he's turning around and saying, don't worry, I'll sort all this out. And I'm like, well, you're the director of football effectively. And I put the comment in the chat earlier, and if Stein was in post, or whoever was in post as a director of football, and this was where we were right now, who do you think Sullivan would be pointing the finger at? He'd be pointing at the director of football.
Yeah.
So what we're saying in essence is that this is on him.
It is, mate. It is. Like, I'm going to be straight. This window's been nothing short than embarrassing. I think I'm still concerned about Lucas Paqueta going to Spurs, because if he goes to Spurs, which I'm hearing,
that won't happen.
I mentioned it a few weeks ago to the boys in the group chat, and they said, no, he doesn't fit a Thomas Franks type of player. But I heard about this about 4 weeks ago, that there would be a possibility, but he's on the list. I
don't think Sullivan would sanction a deal. I truthfully don't think Sullivan would let him.
I'm telling you right.
He'd be people at his door.
I'm telling you right now, Mitch, if he goes and gets a bid of 50 million for Lucas Paqueta, and don't forget, Paqueta's only got 2 years on his contract currently right now.
I'd actually take it. I'll be honest, I'd actually take it.
Correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. They turned around and said that he wasn't for sale unless we got in a number of players. Well,
yeah.
So it's not saying no. And also, I guess a little subplot to this is we've been linked with Yves Bissouma, who has a history with Graham Potter. Is it possible that he could be used as leverage in a deal to get Paqueta to Tottenham? I don't know.
But someone messaged me and said that it would probably be something like 35 mil plus Bissouma for Paqueta. Which, when you look at it, £35 million for a player that doesn't assist many goals, doesn't score many goals, and hasn't really been a great player over the last 18 months, whether like the court stuff or the gambling stuff, right, it is what it is. It ain't bad. It ain't bad, but it's just to them. You know what I mean? I can't go through that again. Like the Kudus one was bad enough, and I thought that was an insult to every West Ham fan. This one would literally be saying, like, he'd be having two fingers up to us all, and it's like, fuck you to do what I want. Do you know what I'm saying? So, Rob, what did you make of it on Friday? Because it was bad.
We had fight and determination for 15 minutes of a 90-minute match. And the last 30 minutes, Chelsea had just basically were playing in second gear. So, yeah, pathetic. It concerns me. I mean, look, we've known, anyone with two eyes and a brain knows that there's been a problem for probably a year, 18 months in central midfield, and it's getting worse because obviously the players are getting that much older, so fundamentally they're less able to get around the pitch than they were 18 months ago. Well, it's actually now got worse because we've now got, because let's look at it, right, and I know you can turn around and say, I'm not suggesting we should have kept all of these players, but maybe keeping one or two, the likes of Kufau, the likes of Fabianski, Cresswell, Antonio, yada yada yada. All these guys, although they might not have wore the captain's armband, they had leadership characteristics about them. They were people that would, get involved and dig people out, and we don't have that now. I'm looking at this bunch of players, and there's no leaders amongst them, none.
Yeah, out of all of them, I would have said you give Fabianski another year, because for what it's worth, right? We're no further forward, are we? Really? Do you know what I mean? We brought in Mads, and people are on the fence with him at the minute and think he's shit. And really, but the problem is with keeping Fabianski. The simple fact, they don't play the style of play that Potter wants with playing it at the back. That's why Potter's gone out and got Mads Manson, who can play with the ball to his feet. So I understand it with that. We haven't got.
Who's playing goals tonight, James?
It's Ariola all day.
I know it's Ariola will start, but
who would I do it if it was me?
Actually, say Ariola has a good game tonight. Who would you start on the weekend?
It's a tricky one, mate. Because I'll tell you what, Mads is in a situation currently right now where everyone's looking at him. I blame him for his individual performance, but this defence that's in front of him is a shower of shit. I mean, like all three of them need to look at themselves, to Debo, Kilman, and Nath. Like they all have to go like, come on, we need to start headering balls away instead of
I'll
having
be
that
honest, I
goal.
think Tadebo's been alright. I think in the first two games. I think it's the other two more so. Actually, you know what? No one's giving him any fucking stick. I'm going to now. Aaron Bissaka's been fucking shit these first two games. Defensively, he's been terrible, and everyone's giving him a bit of a pass. No one's talking. He's been fucking shit. His attitude's been awful. He's not closing players down. We're letting crosses come in constantly from his side. He's got no determination to block the crosses either. He's been pissing me off.
If I'm just going to play devil's advocate a little bit, and I'm not disagreeing with you, his performance have been a million miles away from what we had last season. But do you think that part of that is because last season he was played as a conventional right fullback? Now he's being asked to become a right wing back effectively, and I'm not entirely sure he's got the capability to do it.
Possibly, but I think he just seems off it. I get the positional aspect, but then he's not doing the basics right. Like he's not closing down players like that are costing the ball, which he should be doing. I looked at his body language against Chelsea. He's just kind of walking about. Going forward, he's not doing as well. It doesn't look as good on the ball. He's kind of struggling to take players on at the minute. He's been losing his man at the back post as well.
I think he's losing a bit of pace and all. I think he's losing a bit of pace, mate, about him.
Yeah, possibly.
Because the amount of times that he was trying to get back, and he was just... I agree with you, like with Wan-Bissaka. But for your question, if what do you do with Mads? Because if you take him out of the first team now, then you're going to ruin the geezer. Yeah, I think.
I'll be honest. I don't think you would. I think personally, if Ariola has a really good game tonight, I think he deserves to start against Forest, and then go from there. Let Hermansen kind of sit there for a bit, recuperate, try and build his determination up to get back into the squad, keep training with the team. Yeah, I don't think chucking him straight back in is the best option, if I'm being honest. Because if he was to have a bad game again, that could be him finished. I think maybe him sitting on the bench for a couple of games ain't a bad idea.
Or what do you do? Would you do it now, or would you do it after the international break?
After the national break, that would be me. I'll possibly look to bring it back after the national break. That gives him enough time. Then he's got 3 weeks from now then to recuperate and hopefully come back better. And you know what? I'd like to see Kyle Walker-Peters tonight play right wing back and see how he cracks on. Because Wan-Bissaka ain't been good enough for me recently.
What are you saying about tonight, Rob? What do you reckon on tonight?
Do you know what? I'm going to completely go against what I've been saying up to this point. I think we're very capable of getting a win tonight, and it'll only be because over the course of the tie we're the marginally less shit of two shit teams at the minute. It won't necessarily because we're going to all of a sudden unleash a Brazil 1970 type performance or whatever. It very unlikely to be. But mate, at the minute, I will take a penalty shootout win. I'll take a scruffy 1-0 win off of an own goal off of the centre back's arse. I really don't care. It's not about the aesthetics for me tonight. Cup competition is always about just making progression into the next round, and who knows, by doing that, by hook or by crook, maybe, just maybe, we might start to claw back a little bit of confidence. But if I could just sort of wind back a little bit for the Mads Hermansen situation, for me, I think it was fairly apparent that Ariola's going to get tonight, whatever the sort of the form of Mads Hermansen was, which hasn't been great. For me, look, if Ariola comes in and has cracking game, got to stay in. He's got to stay in as far as I'm concerned. Because I mean, what do you do? Because if you're going to bring back a goalkeeper for the Forest game whose confidence has been dented, and simultaneously you kick into touch a player who, on the back of a good performance, you're then saying, thanks for that, mate, but actually your reward is now you're going to go back onto the bench. I think the messaging for both of them is poor.
Yeah. I can sort of understand that point. I really can. I just feel like we've got a goalkeeper in that no one's got any faith in at the minute, and sometimes you've got to play through form, ain't you? Do you know what I'm saying? But if Ariola plays well tonight, and I do agree with you on this, I really do. I do not care how West Ham play tonight as long as they get the result, and they get the win and they get through to the next round. Do you know what I mean? I think we need just to get a win under our belts for the confidence levels to go back up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? My only fear tonight is if we get rolled again tonight and they go through us pretty easy. And listen, it's going to be tough. We don't win at Wolves. That's another place that we've always find tough. We very rarely go there and win. And for the last time we won there was like the 2-1. But even then, a few years ago, we got away with it because Kilman had an header that was ruled to be. He scored and I give it as a foul on the goalkeeper. So we've got to go there and we've got to somehow win the game. And we've got to do it with a team that is a bit fractured at the minute. Rob, what do you make of what do you make of Potter?
I think I think it's a double-edged sword, really, because if I'm only going to judge him on 2 matches, I don't think that that's reasonable. Has he been backed? Has he not been backed? I think that is a question that's open to interpretation. But you do have to factor in last season as well, and it wasn't clever. I've got to tell you, and I really do not think that this formation suits the players that he's got. I mean, I was watching the game, as I'm sure you boys were, on Friday night, and for me, we were trying to play a 3-5-2, 5-3-2, call it what you want. 3 centre backs, 2 wing backs, 2 strikers, 3 central midfielders. Okay, but all too often, what I seemed to observe was that Jared Bowen, who was supposed to be playing as a striker, is coming over to the touchline, coming over, basically getting in Wan-Bissaka's way. And so it therefore meant that we're effectively playing a 5-4-1 in essence, which I was just like, so what he's done is Potter is playing a formation. I mean, look, who is our most effective player going forwards? It's Jared Bowen. Okay,
Bowen,
whatever you want to say about him as a captain, forget that. As an offensive player, he is our most potent weapon. So for me, you need to try and build a formation that gets the best out of him going forwards. This isn't it. This absolutely isn't it. It's stunting him. He's less of a player play. We need to either be playing a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. Take your pick, and he needs to be on the right hand side.
Completely agree with you.
The only thing I will say is that he hasn't been backed fully in this window, which is irritating me. Like, listen, I agree with you. Last year was bad. I had many rows on here with Mitch and Lucas and Jay about basically is Potter really the guy? Yeah, comes to the end of the season, everyone goes away. The summer turns up. For me, the moment the summer turns up, he needs to be backed in the window fully. Yeah, with all the tools that he needs, and I don't think he has. I think he's got 2 other managers' players who play all different styles. They've got David Moyes players there who play a counter-attacking style. You got Julian Lopetegui's players there who, I don't know what style he was trying to play, and then you got Graham Potter's. Basically, this is Graham Potter's team with them 2 managers, and I just don't think it's fair. The James Ward-Prowse love affair that he's got at the minute with him is a bit weird, if I'm being truthfully honest. But I think he's the only person who can actually pass the ball. If I'm being real, because Souček's not a really good passer with the ball, and if he wants to play at the back, it needs people who are technically good. So, it's very hard for me to sort of go, I need to get him out, because I look at the regime and I think, well, the regime are there, they get him out. Who else we're going to get in? Who's going to be in next? Do you know what I mean? So his hands are like tied at the minute for me, which is a bit of a problem. And that all goes back to the ownership of the club. And I said it funny enough, I'd done a late video last night on an Arsenal channel with one of my mates, and he asked me to come on and give me his thoughts on West Ham. And I said, basically, at the minute, we're staring relegation in the face if we don't sort ourselves out. Like, it is quite frightening that this team can, how bad we've sort of gone down this slope in the last 2 years. So I don't know what the solution is. Obviously, we've signed a player today. I think we need more. But we're gonna have to see, mate, ain't we? Let's be honest.
I'm not for 1 minute advocating that we should get rid of him, but I think that if it carries on, I think you can see the writings on the wall. That's where we're heading. I'm not a fan of jettisoning, getting rid of managers sort of like ahead of the schedule sort of thing until it becomes immediately apparent that they just cannot work with what they've got and they're out of their depth, as it was with Lopetegui. I'd be prepared to sort of say, look, let's see how tonight and the Forest game goes. If we lose tonight and we go out of the cup, if we lose against Forest and they're two pretty dire performances, Nick, you've got nothing you can hang your hat on, then I think you might have to seriously consider your options as to sort of, because as I say, you're not just looking at these four games in isolation. You're bolting them on to last season as well. And yes, okay, maybe that squad wasn't his, but let's not forget, Graham Potter in his career has not been a manager. He has been a head coach. And the head coach is there to get the very best out of the players that he's got. He's not there as a sort of, to do the other bits and pieces. And this is the other thing that's a bit alarming is you've got a guy that's a career head coach that's now a manager. You've got a data analyst who's the head of recruitment. And you've got the majority shareholder and chairman who's the director of football. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
And that is the scenario. I'm going to put this question to both of you. If we lose both games, and I think it all depends on how we lose.
What, this week?
This week. Yeah. If we lose both games in a fashion that is unacceptable, do you think Potter will have a job after the international break? I'll let you go first.
If we lose in the fashion that is unacceptable, as you say, where the players ain't pulling together, where we have a similar performance to what it was after the first 20 minutes at Chelsea, where the players ain't running, bad body language, the team looks disconnected in both the games, then I actually don't know. I mean, I think he might get sacked, but I don't know if sacking him is the right option at this point in the season. I don't know. I actually quite like Potter. I think he's quite. I don't think he's the future of West Ham at all, but I think with what we've got at the minute, I think he's okay. I don't think he's a stubborn manager, so I think if he needs to change something, he will.
Yeah.
Where people say he's stuck in the five at the back, I really truthfully believe he could go if we keep playing the way we are. Maybe tonight, I really think he might go to a back four soon. So, for example, his interview after the Chelsea game, he was saying, "I need to look at myself in the mirror."
Yeah.
I remember he said in his interview that not many managers would say that. Like, a lot of managers are very stubborn and set in their ways and thinking like we need to pull together. Like we'll sort this out. But Potter, to me, comes across as a manager that isn't a stubborn player, that isn't a stubborn manager, and will change things and change his philosophy for the betterment of the team. So, and I think we have to go to the back four. I think our full-backs really don't suit the 5 at the back. I think they suit a 4 at the back. Our defenders, us sitting on the low block with 3 defenders that can't header a ball and ain't good at defending their own box, makes no sense to me at all as well. I think us not having midfielders that are capable and playing in the 2-player midfield, again, makes sense for us to play in the back 4. Lots of things. Us needing to play with Bowen on the right-hand side instead of in a 2-striker formation means that we need to play a 4 at the back. For me, there's so many reasons why we should right now, go to a back 4. I get it, pre-season, he's done loads of work with the back 5. But we've got to go to a back 4 now, in my opinion.
All right, before I let Rob land on what he wants to say on that, right? For me, I see it last season when West Ham were under it. He would revert to a 4-3-3 and we'll look a completely different side. One game comes to mind, Bournemouth at home, and we was 1-0 down, and basically, I see him change it and go 4-3-3, and we instantly looked better straight away. And I said, "Fucking hell, we've scored 2 goals in about 10 minutes, and we look a completely different side." And I've seen it quite a few times last year. I think the stubbornness has to stop. I think he has to go with what he's got right now. But I do think he needs help. If he can get these players in, right, and then revert to a 4-3-3, I'll be over the moon with that. I simply hate the 5 at the back. I dislike it. I find it. I've always said it for years. And shout out to Charlie Walsh, wherever you are. He's probably watching this and fucking laughing because he knows that I despise 5 at the back. I've never liked him in my life.
I know you hate 5 at the back.
Yeah, I've always, mate. I'm going to say this, I've always been a 4-3-3 type of guy, I mean, 2 inside forwards, a centre forward, and you have a defensive midfielder and 2
Would you play Paquette on the left then?
I think you're going to have to. I don't think you've got a choice, mate, if I'm being honest. Rob, what are you saying on that, mate?
If Potter were to lose both games and lose them badly, I really don't know. Because, see, my concern is, okay, we've been here before. We moved Moyes on in the hope of getting something better. We got Lopetegui. We moved Lopetegui on in the hope of getting something better. We've got Potter. Look, we're going to be replacing him with another out of work, unemployed manager. So we'd be
unless Nuno would become available.
Yeah, but let's not forget, guys. Nuno is a very pragmatic manager. We're going back to Moyes all over again. He's just Portuguese, but he's that type of manager, a very pragmatic, counter-attacking type of manager.
True.
And I'm not too sure whether this bunch of players would be suitable for that type of play, because at the minute, the current composition of the squad, it hasn't got the legs to play that type of football. So I'm not entirely convinced that would even be the right move. But at the minute, if we deal with managers that are currently out of work, what are we looking at? Are we looking at Sean Dyche? Are we looking at Steve Cooper? Forgive me, I just look and go.
I think Gary O'Neill's the glaring one for me.
Yeah, Gary O'Neill's the one.
Yeah,
he's there.
He didn't cover himself in too much glory at the beginning of the last season, which is why he lost his job at Wolves. I mean, there might.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't take any of them.
Yeah.
No, exactly. I mean, sort of like, the moment you turn around and say, oh, we're only going to give the job to an out-of-work manager, you are limiting your options dramatically. And I've got no time for Tottenham Hotspur, as most West Ham fans haven't. But you know what? At least they had the courage of their convictions to look at Thomas Frank and go, he's the guy that we think that will get the very, very best out of this squad. We know this guy's just won us a European trophy. We're grateful for him for that, but he's lost us 22 games in the Premier League this season. Yes, injuries and all that nonsense, but we don't think that's acceptable. That's the guy that we think will get a tune out of this group of players. Yes, he's in a job, but that doesn't matter to us. We're going to buy him out of his contract. We're going to bring his back from staff. We're going to bring them all in, and we're going to move on to the next level. And they had the courage of their convictions to make it happen. We won't do that because we've got Matey in charge. Yeah.
Mr. Sullivan in charge.
Keep it clean, but
nah, that's fine, mate. Rob, what players would you like to see at West Ham? Before I let you go, what are the players that you would say, you know what, that's the players we need for you?
I'm not going to name names. I mean, look, so long as we can get players that are going to come in and hit the ground running. I mean, I haven't got, unfortunately, an encyclopedic knowledge of European football, South American football, whatever. So I'm not going to sort of reel off names. But what I will say is this. We need, as an absolute minimum, 2 energetic, mobile, pacey central midfielders, around about 25 years of age, give or take, so that we've got a little bit of resale value possibly down the track. You need to sort of look at that. I'm fed up with keep buying players that are like 29, 30, 31. There's no resale value there. So a reasonable age, young, dynamic, pacey, strong. Centre-back. We need a centre-back with leadership qualities that is able to do what Craig Dawson and players of that ilk used to do. Never mind all this fanning around at the back with the ball and sort of, trying to play like Johan Cruyff. It's like you're a centre-back, for Christ's sakes. Your job is to keep the ball out of the back of the net, head it and kick the ball as far down the pitch as you possibly can. Go old school. And if we've got the financial means to do it, we do need a pacey centre forward. We need a target, a number 9, proper, going to absolutely be a pain in the arse, a menace, someone that's going to occupy the opposition centre-backs, not keep dropping into midfield to find it, keep up with those 2 centre-backs and be a pain in their arse. That's what we need.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to say, I can see a Borough fan in the chat, but I'm sorry, son. We're coming from Hackney, mate. He's coming to East London. I need to get Aidan Hackney in this side. I've been saying it for a long time. I think he's a quality little player. I think he's only going to get better. He's only young, and he needs to come to West Ham immediately. For me, Fernandez would be a statement of intent. That would be, you go and get him, you go and get Hackney, you get Magassa. Right, you're starting to build a midfield.
I could see us getting them free.
Yeah, and listen, West Ham fans would be happy. Like, well, they'll be content. I would say that. I won't say they'll be overly happy, but they'll be content and go, you know what? At least they've done something.
Fucking hell, if we got them three, I'd be happy.
Oh, yeah, but can you see us dropping 40 million to Southampton? About 15.
But that's
15,
what I'm saying. If we did get him, I'd be happy. But I can't
about
see
15. About 15 million to Borough because that's all he's worth. You know what I mean? I can see the Borough fan there just going berserk. Chat, so I just thought I'd trick him a little bit. But Rob, any final words from you, mate, before you make a move?
No, just my final words, guys. Thanks for giving us a little bit of airtime on the channel. Anybody that's watching this, make sure you drop a like before you disappear. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you guys down the track.
Yeah, no
Spoke
worries.
very well, mate. Well said.
Yeah. Go and follow Rob's channel, the West Ham Massive. Type in the West Ham Massive in Google or YouTube and you'll find him and go and subscribe to his channel. Rob, take it easy, mate. All the best.
Cheers, boys. Take care.
That's been Rob. Are you nervous about tonight, mate?
Nah, I'm really not actually. I'm quite chilled compared to the other two games. I'm optimistic. I'm not optimistic that we'll win. I'm optimistic that there is a chance that we could have a good game. I'm optimistic that there is a possibility that we could play back four and play some good football. Because I'm just looking for a win and some good football. And if we get that tonight, I'm buzzing.
Right. Let's quickly go through it then. Right. Goalkeeper. I think we'd all say that Ariola's going to be in goal. Yeah. Agree?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Does he go with a back four, back five, back three?
I think he'll go back five. I still think he'll go back five. But I think he might play Scholes left wing back.
Right. Mavropanos?
Maybe Kyle Walker-Peters, Mavropanos. Maybe Kip Tadibo. I'd say, Kilman, Aguerd. I don't know. He might go to back four, to be fair. Because of that, he might want to keep the centre halves fit, possibly. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I think Mav plays. I think Kyle Walker-Peters plays. That's two in there. Whoever comes out for them. What about midfield tonight? Freddie?
Potts, I actually think he'll definitely start. I think he's the one that will 100% start.
Big game for him tonight.
Potts and
Paqueta?
No, I think it'll be Souček. Potts and Souček.
Right.
And then Wilson and Bowen. That is my prediction.
So who's the other midfielder then? Because we're missing a midfielder. If you're saying Potts and Souček, who's the other one?
Well, that's a... Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. And Paqueta. Paqueta, I mean, yeah. But, I mean, in the front three, I think he'll play a bit more in front of the midfielders, like he's been doing recently.
Yeah. So what are you predicting tonight? Win, 90 minutes, or penalties? If you want me to be honest, I think it goes all the way. Depends.
I really don't have a clue. I don't think we've got a... I think it's a win or a lose, I'll be honest. I disagree. I think we're playing so poor at the minute that I think if we was to put in a good performance, I think it'll be like a full... Like a most of the game where we played good. Like how we did in pre-season where we kind of played well most of the game and we got ourselves in front. It'll be either that or we play like we've been doing recently where we've just been capitulating after the first 15, 20 minutes, or have a good first half and then capitulate. Because I don't think we've got enough bite in the team.
I think tonight for Parter, if he goes and gets rolled against the Wolves side, which I thought Wolves done all right against City up until when City scored, and after that City just run through him. If he goes and gets rolled tonight, the pressure is mounting on this geezer, and it's not good. My only issue that I've got right now is that I need to see signings in here right now for Sunday. I need to see if you're going to go and get Hayden Hackney, you go and get him out of Borough. Yeah, there is really no time to waste here. I can accept if you're waiting on deadline day for a couple of loan signings. I can accept that. Yeah, but we need midfielders in the ranks now. And it's mad that we're crying out for players when we've had all summer to deal with this. It's like they've woken up all of a sudden. Which, for me, if it is because of the pressure that the board have been getting, then it means that we've done our job. Really, do you know what I mean? But
yeah. But at the same time, how worrying is that? It's good that we've put the pressure on them, too right. How fucking embarrassing is that the fans really and the club I haven't known that we've been crying out for these players that we're linked with all of a sudden now.
It's that's our owner, mate. Right, that's our owner for us in a fucking nutshell, isn't it? Let's be honest. Right, anyone put their questions in? We'll go for another 10 minutes, and then we'll be wrapping this up. So, any questions that you want, anything you want to ask me or Mitch, you can, and we'll go from there. Right, let's have a look. Well, we missed out on Tyler Morton, Mitch.
Good.
Here we go. What would you say to this? Would you rather Hayden Hackney or Matthias Fernandes if you could sign only one? Which one would you sign?
Matthias Fernandes.
Yeah. Even that's coming from me, mate.
I think they're both good players. I'd love both of them really, but personally, I'd say Fernandes has got the highest ceiling.
Yeah, for me, I think Fernandes is a sort of player that's got massive potential, mate.
I think he's a bit slightly more what we need. He offers a bit more pace, a bit more ability in tight areas at taking the ball forward.
Yeah, and someone just said there, Fernandes is proven and all.
Yeah.
Let's get what Christian said. Sully will spend as little as he can to get away with. Media has forced his hand in the last few days. I'm going to be honest. I'm so pleased that everyone has sort of come together and started to call it out. I'm seeing different channels saying it. I see like someone said the other day about like what it is. Everyone's got their favourite channel, yeah. But for me, we're all pushing in the same direction, like, and that's what it's all about. Like at the end of the day, I ain't even going to keep banging on about Sullivan because everyone knows how I feel about him, and I've been saying it for years. So, like, it is what it is. But if we can go and somehow spin this window around and get Fernandes, Hackney, and Magassa in, then that's a start. Do you know what I mean? We definitely need a centre half at this club, though, because I am worried.
100%. It'd be great if you got one loan. Oh, that Espanyol player is really good. I've heard good things about him.
Yeah, I'm going to call this one out, yeah, because this is what the intelligence of the young lad is, yeah. He's trying to bait me, Mitch, but he doesn't realise that I can read it before.
No, he's actually a good player. Read it.
Yeah. Of course he is, mate. Of course he is. Shout out to Mike. That's what I'm going to say. Freddie, be more intelligent, son. Be more intelligent in your approach, son. That's what I'm going to say. Come on, Freddie. Up your game, lad. I think Redknapp's tearing us a new one live on Sky helped a lot too. If Harry's digging us out, then we've got a
lot of pundits saying about him, which I like. Jamie Redknapp and Rob Green both said it as well, didn't they, on Friday night?
Tell you what, shout out to Rob Green, mate, because he really went into one. He was really going at the ownership of this club. And the thing is, right, it's like what you just said. Just to round it up, yeah, that we have to sort of literally go into one like nutters, right? Yeah, in order to get what we want. We shouldn't be sitting here right now going into one like on Potter when the problem is Sullivan, but Sullivan sits there and just like I think he's like away with the fucking fairies. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think with some people, and I kind of get it, like. Us trying to force Sullivan out the door is possible, but it's a small chance at the minute. Like it's very small. And whereas with Potter, it's you can change the manager. Like you can possibly get something better. Yeah.
Apparently, the ownership ain't happy with Rob Green because of that. Do you know what? Right, I don't think Rob Green really cares. If I'm being honest, and what it is, it's going to take more of ex-players to come out and really get in the media and say this is not right. Do you know what I'm saying?
Because what it is, needs to come out and say something now, really.
Yeah. Did you see it on Friday night?
He wasn't. He just looked deflated. I wish he kind of went a bit more in on them. Really.
Yeah, it was more like I can't say nothing because I don't want to lose. I don't want to get in trouble. Listen, I've got nothing against people earning a living. Right, I haven't. Yeah, we've all got to earn a living somewhere along the line. But my problem is would you earn a living knowing that something's definitely not right, and you're going against your principles? For me, I couldn't take money from an owner like Sullivan. Like if Sullivan if someone messaged me, right, or emailed me and said, right, we're going to give you X amount of pounds to keep slagging us off, I'm not taking that, mate, because my principles and my pride is more important. Like I'm not that hard up, and it could be an unbelievable sum of money, and I'll be like, no, I'm not going to do it. The problem is,
Speak for yourself. But if he offered me a good amount of money, I'd stop slandering the geese. I'll be honest.
yeah, but I'm not being funny, mate. Money comes and goes, but West Ham's here. Right, well, I'm hoping West Ham's here forever. Like, and that's just me.
No,
like,
sure.
maybe I'm a bit too much in love with this club, but like, I'm not being funny. And I think, like, I love this club, and I wouldn't want to feel like I'm doing this club a disservice in any way, shape, or form. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, come on. The virtual signaling is out of control. Money can buy anything. It can't buy my loyalty, Mark. I'll tell you what, it really can't buy my loyalty. I'm a very loyal person. Mitch knows this, right? I mean, I stand with all the people on that. Let's get to this one. I think Rob Green has had a problem with them since, and they didn't give him a pay rise way back when he got promoted. Then he left. Glad he did it. I completely agree, mate. I really do. Let's get to another one here. Carlton Cole wouldn't say a word. He's an employee. He's the one who's judged at them at the end of the window. He's a yes man, sadly. Why didn't Sullivan stick to acting after he played the gimp in Pulp Fiction? He is, mate. He's a fucking vermin, though, isn't he, mate? Let's be real. And he says, James Spot, I'll never sell your soul, Lord, and the principles over everything. That's just me, mate. That's just me. Mitch, any final words from you, mate?
No. Just hopefully we can get a good result tonight. Yeah, and as Gatesy said earlier, if we can get a good result, a win, then I think that's all that matters. I think, obviously, at the moment, performances haven't been great. Results have been awful. So if we can just get a good result, regardless of the performance, then that will give us a bit of confidence, which is what we need.
Yeah, I hear, mate. My final thought is this, is that West Ham need a result tonight, and we need a performance from all the players, not just partly of them, right? And part has got to turn up and all. I will be here 20:07 for the watch along. I'm going to be doing a watch along after full player rate in space tonight. I'm going to be on it like all the way to the end, right? And listen, I want to thank everyone who's been supporting the channel. I want to thank everyone who's been sort of calling out this petition and sort of saying it loud and very, very clear. This ownership is just not good enough. And if it takes us to keep having to call this owner out every 5 minutes in order to get what we want, we're going to fucking do it. Like, it's as simple as that. I'm not going to stop. And maybe he's had a bit of a wake-up call to say that he might run West Ham, but this fan base will soon turn on him pretty fast if we don't get what we want. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'll be there tonight. I think tonight's going to be a tough game. I think we're going to get over the line tonight. I really do. I've got a feeling West Ham might. Yeah, I do. I think West Ham turn up tonight, and I'm going to say a 1-0. So yeah, it is what it is.
I think we can. I'll be honest. I think we've got no chance of having a clean sheet. I'll be honest.
Yeah, 1-0 own goal is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's still a clean sheet.
Well, you know, it is what it is. Give me enough. I never watch West Ham again. My children will never have to worry about their future. No, not for me. Fair enough, mate. How much you got on West Ham tonight, James? Do you know what? West Ham are a good price tonight. They're 9-4 currently on the exchanges. So double chance if you can get even money on the double chance anywhere around for the draw.
I'll put Callum Wilson to score. I would.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So Callum Wilson to score, West Ham to win.
Wilson
everyone's
to score.
Quitting.
Potts yellow card.
Yeah.
West Ham win. You're looking at about what? 8s, 7s?
Nah, more than that, mate.
Really?
Yeah, more than that. Right, Wilson to score, Potts to get a booking, and West Ham to win. You're looking at about 35, maybe 40 to 1. Easy.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
maybe 16 max. Maybe 16.
Well,
I can't see 35.
Wilson to score first or any time.
Anytime.
Right, any time. So you're looking at what you're looking
2
at.
2 to 1.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 to 1, maybe like 5 to 2, something along that lines. Yeah. Then you got Freddie to get booking. He's probably going to be about 2s, maybe 5 to 2, something like that. And then you've got West Ham to win. West Ham to win the game is where the money goes up. So yeah, I'd say about, but it'd be between 30.
Really?
Yeah, it will be, mate. Trust me.
That's like 10 to 1. What you just said there.
Nah, yeah, but it ain't. Well, yeah, but it's a 10 to 1 with the double. But then when you add it up with the win, if it's 9 to 4, you're trebling it, ain't you? Or
Well, regardless, I'm putting a bet on. You heard it
fair
first
enough,
on
mate.
E20.
You heard it here first. Anyway, bish bash bosh. What a picture. What a picture. We love you.